Welcome back to the Fierce and Femme podcast. We are your hosts, Rami
and Alicia, and today we're going to bring you some unpopular opinions. But before that, I'm going to give you a cheeky little life update because it's been a few weeks and so much happens in our lives. I'm laughing because it does, but it also doesn't. We're not that important. But anyway, in my life, where am I at? So... okay, this is a good update to share. And I shared this on my Instagram the other day and I shared it to my clients, is that I feel like I'm very much coasting, but I'm not. But it's just a phase in working towards my goals where I feel like nothing's happening, but things are happening. But I'm just doing the non-negotiables. I don't even know if that makes sense, of just like, I'm not getting the rewards that I necessarily want to be seeing because they're big goals and they take time. And I think it's a really normal phase of working towards your goals that just no one really shows, because even when you're working towards something, it's not always exciting all the time. And I definitely don't feel like I'm in an exciting phase. I definitely feel like almost like that Groundhog Day of like, I'm getting up, I'm walking the dogs, I'm doing my gym workout, I'm doing my work, I'm going to sleep. I'm getting up, I'm walking, and it's just repetition, but that's also what gets you to where you want to be. So I guess that's sort of where I'm at in terms of 6-figure and a 6-pack goals. If you want to go to one of yours.
Yeah, so I had my event, it'll be a couple of weeks now by the time you guys listen to this, the Frontline Experience, which was so fantastic. I had the best time. It was so nice to just be in person with people again. I definitely missed that, and I've really noticed that recently, the transition, even just being from like a police officer at a station with like 20 plus people a day. True. To just me at home or online with my clients. So to be in the presence with people and create that space where it was just so comfortable, it was so fun, the women really pushed themselves. It was so fantastic. And I got 2 women into the Resilience Army, which is so fucking cool, which starts... That'll be next Tuesday when you listen to this. So the 2nd of December.
Actually.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I think my heart skipped a bit.
I know.
December is
soon.
Close.
Yeah, it's that soon, literally. So lots of work behind the scenes has been going into that, which has been so fucking fun. And I've converted the Frontline Experience into an online experience, which will be this Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Melbourne time. So if you want to jump on, please go to the link in my bio on Instagram and you can register. It is free. It's just an hour. I just picked like the best bits of the in-person day, popping it online because so many people missed out. So many people couldn't come. So I figured I got to just share this with everyone because it was just that fucking good. So if you're interested, please jump on and I'd love to see you on there.
You literally have no reason not to go.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Fucking free.
What the hell?
I had to. I have started with a coach, which... I don't know if I mentioned in our last update. I can't remember because we've tried to record this episode a few times.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, wait, have I talked about this already?
Yeah, I can't remember.
You haven't.
But anyways, I've started with a coach and I'm on day 3 now. I'm not going to lie. I got into overwhelm a little bit in like the day before I started because there are so many protocols. I have a sodium target, a potassium target, a fiber target, and then my macro targets and calorie targets and all that. And I sort of looked at it and he did offer to do a meal plan, but I'm just sort of like, well, I want to be able to figure it out because I need to also know how to do that myself. And then I was like, I should have fucking asked for a meal plan. But also I sort of stared at it and then I'm like, we're not going to choose to be overwhelmed. We're going to choose to just like take it one step at a time and we'll get there eventually. So that's been really interesting. My deficit is actually over, which I don't really have any feelings about, to be honest, because I think the bigger goal overall is that like 6-pack goal at the end. So me being a deficit now doesn't really frog in my throat. doesn't really serve me now, and it was more just like an aesthetic thing for my birthday, but I'm feeling great in my body anyway, so I don't really care. But it's just been really nice to get feedback again on my form and everything. And like, even something I want to point out, I'm a coach, I'm a PT, I do this full time. I've probably sent him with 2 workouts so far, like over 10 videos. And that should be normal for you as a client. You can never send too many videos. I say this to clients all the time, but I think it's so important to even hear it from someone who like, I am a PT and I'm still sending that many videos and I'm still getting critiques back that like, change this, do that instead, because I know how valuable it is to send your form videos. So send your fucking form videos is my little tip there.
Yay.
Did you have another update?
No, I actually just
I
sped
thought we
through
were
all of them.
okay.
I know. I thought, and after I finished speaking, I was like, I just fucking flew through that. It kind of all flowed because it's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, otherwise life's fucking fantastic. But how about we go off with these fucking unpopular opinions?
I know.
For our beautiful audience. So buckle in, guys, because it's a fucking range of them.
Yeah. So we're literally just going straight the fuck into it. The sun is coming out.
Wow. It's ready for it.
Us. I know. The first one is unpopular opinion that you love your problems. That might sting. For some people, that might fucking hurt to hear. But I want to explain this to you. Is we are always gaining something from a behavior that we continue to do. So say that is not going to the gym. You're gaining something by getting to stay in your comfort zone, stay at home, maybe watch Netflix with your partner, be all nice and comfy and cozy. Like, no fucking shit, I wouldn't want to go to the gym if I can do that instead. But you're also someone who also always complains about not being fit enough, wanting to lose weight, doing all the things. Mm-hmm. The math isn't mathing. Like, you love your fucking problems because you complain about that all the time, but you're not choosing to do any different. And we get to stay really comfortable, really happy to an extent, not doing anything about our problems, right? So I think the unpopular opinion is like so many people complain about all that shit, but it's like, well, you always have the choice to do something about it and to change it, but you're just choosing not to because you actually fucking love to complain about it. You get the mind is not
validation.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say you get the victim and I'm like, it's a V word. Where's the V word?
So yeah. Perfect.
You get the validation. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. And from people going, oh yeah, poor you, like it is so hard to be overweight and like, well, whatever. Whereas they don't know that every time you're meant to go to the gym instead, you're like sitting on the couch and downing a bag of Doritos or something. You know what I mean? So that's just something for you to consider.
Yeah, I think on the back end of that, like, be cautious of who you complain to, because you're right. You either get people that are going to put you into that victim club and then you don't change. And unfortunately, if your mindset is not at a place where it can override what people are saying, if it doesn't align with you, you're going to sit in that victim club. Like, my example is yesterday I got to the gym with no headphones and I messaged Vass and I was like, dude, I just can't believe, like, I already didn't want to come and I don't have my fucking headphones. And he was like, oh, I think you should just suck it up and like go hard. And he's like, listen to the people struggling and listen to the weights dropping on the floor. And I was like,
I love that.
You know what? That's actually a really good idea. And I ended up doing the workout and I was like, this was not that bad. Like the fact that there was even a fleeting thought of go back home and get your headphones. And thank God, because if he had said that, I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm going to go back home and get my headphones. But because he was like, nah, suck it up. Yeah. I was like, great, like someone is telling me to raise my standard and raise the bar higher. Like, what am I going to choose in this situation?
I was also going to say, this is where our episodes take forever because we got so many points, but choose like the level of problems that you entertain. Something like that is actually like such a fucking minuscule problem. Even I had a similar thing of I got to the gym the other day, first day with my coach, the app wasn't loading. And I was like, he'd actually sent me on WhatsApp what was in my programs anyways, just not the rep ranges. So I'm like, well, I can either choose to fuck around and wait for this app for half an hour or just do the exercises, guesstimate the rep ranges and like do the best that I can. By the end of my workout in like my second last exercise, the app loaded and then I did what I could. Like you can either entertain that problem is so tiny and let it hold you back or focus on bigger and better things.
Yeah. I feel like, wow, this could be a whole episode in itself because I feel like there's so much I want to say, but I feel like we'll just move on to the next one, which unpopular opinion, social media is not relaxing. It's actually numbing you. And I feel like this has been the biggest realization for me since going to the retreat a few weeks ago is that our generation spend so much fucking time on our phone. And I guess in saying that, like, not to feel sorry for us, but we were raised that way. It was very much like everything that you do, share it on social media, share it with your friends, take a photo of this, take a video of that, and like just share, right? That's how we communicate, especially. It's like not like back in the day when people were sending letters and postcards and shit like that. Like we can communicate with from the tip of our fingers, which is one reason why I love social media. But if you're that person that's going on there because like you've had such a busy day and you think, okay, I'm just gonna wind down and relax, and then you're doom scrolling, that is actually distracting you from what's really going on in your life. Like, I want you to start imagining social media as a vortex. So every time you go in there, you're actually disassociating from your own life, because that's exactly what's happening. You're looking at what everyone else is doing. You're looking about what everyone's eating, doing, saying, thinking, all those sorts of things, that when it comes to your downtime and when it comes to getting away from your phone, you're probably number one, bored, or you're number two, you've got no idea what to fucking do because you're not used to your own time. And I had this exact conversation with a woman yesterday where she was saying that, like, she gets really stressed when she goes to sleep because at that time there are no distractions. There's no noise. There is no nothing. It's just her and her thoughts. And I was like, well, how much time do you spend on your phone, on social media or whatever? And for her, it was like she plays games on her phone. So not just social media. I guess this could be like technology in general. And I was like, cool, that might be fun. And you're allowed to do that. But once you realize you're doing it because you don't want to feel or you don't want to think about anything else, and that becomes a serious problem.
Yeah.
And then you're just delaying sorting your shit out, and no shit, you then go to bed when it's quiet and you're fucking stressed. So my advice around that is, like, if you're going for social media in order to relax or wind down, I want you to really reframe that into actually it's doing the complete fucking opposite, and winding down should be completely different. Whether that's just sitting for 10 minutes first in silence and noticing what's going on in your mind and your heart and your body. If you feel fine, then you're probably like, it's all good to go on social media, do whatever you want to do. But if you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, this is really fucking hard, and then you're jumping for your phone to distract yourself, that's a serious fucking problem, and you got to tweak that.
I have nothing to say. Moving on. No, like,
straight facts.
You did, yeah, exactly.
Thank you. I did good. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay. Unpopular opinion. Motivation isn't real. And what I mean by this is, whatever stage you're in, whatever you're going for, it is so easy to rely on motivation. And I'm even such a great example of this at the moment. I have no fucking motivation whatsoever. Like, no part of me wants to be doing these goals at the moment. I'm like, why the fuck did I think that was a great idea? The end product is probably going to be fucking fabulous. But right now, no motivation, no nothing. And it's sort of like how we say social media isn't reality. Why I'm saying motivation isn't real is because it's a very temporary, fleeting feeling and thought. It's like when you start with a coach, you're on this fucking high because I've done something so amazing and I'm so motivated, blah, 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 blah. You just feel that because it's new and it's exciting and all that stuff. It's not actually, I would say motivation and discipline are two really different things, because discipline is something you learn. Absolutely. Motivation is like made up. Is like, it's cool to be like, oh my God, I'm so motivated, whatever. Stop. Like, stop.
I love that.
But sometimes it's so frustrating, and like, I'll have clients say it all the time, especially as a fitness coach, oh, I'm just really struggling because I'm not motivated at the moment. Like, that's honestly so normal to not be motivated every single day. Like, I even think it in a sense of, you go to work every single day, whether you want to or not, whether you're motivated or not. Why is it different when it comes to your fitness goals? Why is it different when it comes to maybe snoozing the alarm, right? Motivation, you need to stop relying on it. You need to build, Caesar's just becoming part of the show here. You need to build the discipline that you show up regardless of your feelings. That's it.
That was perfect. Perfect. The next one, which I'm so excited to talk about, is police are people. Now, hopefully you already like police, because I was one for 5 years and you're listening to this and you love me so illy so much. And I'm going to talk about, like, I guess, like a couple of things, because I can completely understand why people might not like police, right? It's, they put on a uniform, they do what they're told, and you might not like that, and that is attacking your ego, right? And I get that. I've met so many different types of police officers because I've met so many different types of people. And at the end of the day, I think what people really need to realize is that police, yes, they're people, but they also have a job to do. And sometimes their hands are tied. Like, there were so many times where there were things that I had to do or I had to say, or things that I couldn't do. And it would genuinely, like, upset me. And I'd feel like, fuck, this is so against my morals and my values. But at the end of the day, it is a job. Someone is telling me what I need to do. And quite frankly, people's feelings sometimes just cannot be considered. And I think another thing with, if you do want to start reframing your mind around police, is like, just kill your expectations, because people expect the fucking most from police officers. Like, they expect you to know everything about geography, everything about food, everything about this, the planet, the weather. It's like, I'm not even joking. Like, the amount of times people would, like, come up to us randomly and be like, oh, do you know what time that shop is open till? Do I look like I work at that fucking shop, mate? No, I don't. You know? And you just have to stand there and be like, maybe you should ask the shop owner. Like, and then people would get annoyed if you don't know. And it's like, you just gotta like kill your ego, kill your expectations. And you also have to realize that like there is only so much that police can do. And always remember that, yes, if you've had one shitty experience with one police officer, please, please, please do not let that be the reason why you hate them as a whole. Because there are some out there that are genuinely there to help people, to do their best, to honestly just make your life so much easier. And I know that can get really ruined sometimes by one person, but please, please, please do not let that derail your trust and faith, because I was always that person that was like, I really just want to help as much as I can. So those police officers really do exist. So police are people. Literally, I would think about all the times when I would go to a job and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm just a girl. Like I'm I'm just a girl in this uniform. Like, please stop yelling at me. Like I'm literally just doing a job. So just think about me the next time you see police officers. Police.
Have a bit of compassion.
Yeah, thank you. I love that.
All right. Unpopular opinion. You do not have a binge eating problem. You just don't know how to process your emotions. And I want you to let that sit for a second, because I used to be there. I used to do the same thing. And I think a lot of it is centered around what you heard about food growing up, your beliefs, all those sorts of things. And like food can be used as treats, as rewards and all that stuff as well. So when I've done something good, I get a reward. If I'm sad, I get an ice cream, all these sorts of things. And as much as like our parents have no ill intent with that, it can actually lead to you having no idea how to process your emotions, because it's like, oh, I'm sad, well, I'll just eat some ice cream. Or like, you know how in the movies where people go through a breakup and they've got the 10 fucking tubs of Ben and Jerry's that they're just downing. I mean, vibes. I always look at that. I'm like, that would be the life. But it is just showing you that like when you're sad, you go to food, right? To process, instead of learning how to actually process and move through your emotions. And really similar to the social media, where it is literally just a band-aid and is literally just numbing you. Because I know a lot of people, when they do binge eat, you are just like, you're not even there. You're literally just numbing, eating your ice cream, your chip, whatever that looks like. And you're distracting yourself from the actual situation, the emotions, and everything that's going on. Something else I want to say on top of that is a lot of people that I've actually worked with don't have a binge eating problem. They just don't actually fucking eat enough food. So during the day, and I've had this with a few clients recently, is like, they'll be like, oh, I come home from work and I just eat everything in the cupboard. And I go, okay, cool. Well, let's go. What is your breakfast and what does your lunch look like? And it's maybe like 500 calories all up. And I'm like, babe, well, no wonder you're getting home at the end of the day. You've barely had anything to eat. You're fucking starving. And then it becomes this cycle of you have so much guilt around. Season nearly took us out. It becomes this cycle. You have so much guilt around the binge when you actually just haven't given yourself enough food. So you're believing one thing, but that's actually not the truth as well. So I think there's actually two different sides of one. If you believe that you have a binge eating problem, something that I want you to look at is when you find you feel the urge to binge, what is usually the situation? Is it that you've just had an argument with someone? Is it that you're stressed at work? Is it, like I said, you're coming home from work and you're feeling that way? Because there's so many different areas to look at. This is where like I definitely think a coach is very, very, very helpful, because everyone's going to be really individualized. But also start to look at like the next time you feel the urge, take a step back. What is it I actually need in that moment? Is it maybe comfort? Okay, call someone, do that instead. Is it like connection and you're just needing a hug or whatever it is? Like, what are you actually looking for that the food is trying to fix? And let's do it in a healthier, better way. Or even just taking a step back, like, have I had some water today? There's so many, I mean, I could talk about this for ages, because there is a lot of different things of sometimes hunger and thirst is confused as well. So you may actually just be really fucking thirsty and are going to food again. So it is really just learning how to process your emotions without using food or social media or anything as a band-aid fix.
Fantastic. If you can hear tippy taps, that's the dog running the show here. All right, next one is comparison is not the thief of joy. I feel like we were literally raised to believe that comparison is a thief of joy. Like the amount of times I have heard that in my fucking lifetime, it is so crazy that's why people fall into this comparison loop and this person's doing this and that person's doing that. And then you automatically feel like shit because it's been embedded in our mind. Comparison is a thief of joy.
I've also said it and believed it before.
Yeah, same.
Told people this isn't,
Facts, right? So we're here to tell you it does not need to be that way. Comparison is only the thief of joy if you allow it, if you allow the triggers to rule your life, if you allow your lack of emotional resilience to rule your life. It's like when you can sort of control those and realize, cool, okay, you notice yourself comparing yourself to someone, maybe it triggers you. It's not about them. It's about you. And that can be a great thing. It's like, it's showing you and teaching you where you're at and maybe where you would like to be and what you need to do. Because that's what I do when I compare myself. I only compare myself to people who I want to be like. Is that what I'm trying to say? Like where I want to be, right? They're the type of people that I'm comparing myself to, and not to make myself feel like shit. Oh, this person's making so much money and that person lives in this huge house. Like poor me, blah, blah, fuck them. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, cool, I want that. How can I do that? What did they do? Can I work with them? Can I be in their proximity? Like they're the thoughts that you need to start entertaining when you do start comparing yourself. It's just asking yourself like, cool, okay, I really want what that person has. What did they do? What works for me? How can I get there? So we encourage you to start reframing your comparison so that you don't sit there and complain, oh my God, I'm just in a comparison loop. And don't know. It's like, number one, get the fuck off social media then. Number two, maybe it's time to reassess your life, reassess your goals, and start working towards them.
All right. You do not need alcohol to have fun. And I want to repeat that one. You do not need alcohol to have fun. I used to believe that you do, and that was just because I was not confident in myself as a person, and I needed the liquid courage for myself. And depending on the people you're surrounded with, it might be very normalized within your group of friends, even family, to just get on the piss, and that's the only way you can have fun. And if you're sober, what's wrong with you? Oh, you're so weird. Like, how can you not have, you're not fun? Like, I've heard that so many times before. Like, why just have one drink? Well, there is so much social pressure and peer pressure around it. But if you're someone who genuinely doesn't enjoy drinking, you don't like the feeling of drinking, you do not need it to have fun. Or if you're someone who's maybe wanting to go into that more healthier lifestyle, but you're nervous because of the people you're surrounded with, and you're like, can I actually go out like without drinking in these situations? You can. It's going to be difficult at the start, but you can, and probably have a way fucking better time. And a lot of the time now I look at people that are drunk and I'm like, fuck, I'm so glad I'm not drunk. Like, I'm actually having so much fun sober that I can remember everything that's happened in the night and make decisions that I'm really proud of, instead of having that like anxiety or regret the next day of what did I do, because I have no idea what the fuck I did. So I think on that, if you're someone who is sort of wanting to go down the route of starting to play around with it and try it out, my biggest tip would be still have something with you. So whether you have like a Coke, a lemonade, whatever, like in your hand, can make it a whole lot easier. And stand so firm in your decision of just like, no, I'm not drinking. And if you want to educate people and explain to them why, I'm really deciding to do this for myself. I don't really enjoy drinking alcohol. Some people will respect it. Other people are just not going to get it. And that just is what it is. And we just need to have compassion and understanding for them, because you never know. You could start not drinking alcohol, and then someone else in your friend group goes, oh my God, I've seen Rami do that. Now I actually feel so much more confident because she was able to do it, and she still comes out with us and looks like she has the absolute best time ever. So lead the way, do what you want to do. But I trust me when I say you can still dance on the fucking tables. You can still have like a good boogie on the dance floor. Thanks. And have the most memorable night, create core memories and all those things without alcohol, if that is something you want to do.
I'm going to share a quick personal story on alcohol, because I was that peer pressure person.
Yeah, really?
I was, yeah. And it's funny, I've come the complete opposite now. So I kind of wanted to talk to the people who are maybe like doing that. Stop it. Because you'll regret it. Because honestly, like I feel like for me, it was later in life, like my later 20s, when I realized that was not cool to tell people that they're not fun or they're boring without alcohol. It's actually quite mean. And I look back and thinking, well, that's all I knew, because in my reality, drinking was to have fun. Like, it meant I was going to have a better time. And that's the relationship that I created with it. And it wasn't until I went and did NLP last year when I came home and was like, I went cold turkey for like 4 months and did not drink any alcohol, because I was like, I wanted to see, first off, can I have fun without it? Who am I without it? And I literally went to one of my best friend's hens. I'd go out for dinner and I literally did not drink. And what was harder was the judgment. It was not, and that's why I'm really glad that you touched on that, because it wasn't the not drinking, because I was like, I've made this decision, I'm okay with that. I was so scared of what people would think, because I was that girl that everybody could rely on. Everybody knew if Rami was drinking, fuck yeah, we're on for a big night. If Rami wasn't drinking, oh my God, something's wrong in this and that, And I would have to tell people, no, I'm just taking a break. And people would like, some people were so supportive and it was fantastic. And then other people were just my old projections of, nah, do it, drink, just have one, just one. And I was like, oh my God, now I actually know what this feels like. And it's so fucking shit to be on the other end of that. So I guess the thing is, like, you're allowed to grow out of it. You're allowed to change your mind, and it's so fine. And now, like, I drink because I want to, not because, oh my God, I'll have so much fun at this event if I drink. You know, oh, I won't have fun with those people if I don't drink. It's like, if I know I'm not going to have fun with those people, I'm not fucking going. It's that simple. It's like, you can make decisions without relying on the alcohol to have a good time, because I love a fucking cheeky wine or cocktail, because now I'm like, it's not about the experience it gives me. It's the fact that I actually just enjoy the taste of it. I enjoy knowing that I don't need to get shit-faced. Because I used to be like, well, if I have one, I'm fucking, like, go hard or go home.
I know, that fucking
It was so bad. Like, it was literally like, I'm either having heaps or I'm having none. Like, if I have one, I can't, like, I have to have more. Like, that was a stupid mindset I used to have. But anyway, we live and we learn and we grow. So I just wanted to touch on that.
There's such a big difference between, like, having it because you believe you need it. Like, for me, it was, oh, I need this to be a confident person and to be, like, the fun person at the party. And so that was a big, like, I guess, thing for me when I started to not drink as much, is, can I still be confident? And now that confidence actually has to come from within and me as a person, and not from the whole liquid courage thing.
Totally. Because I would hate it when, like Vass would sometimes be like, oh, you're so much more talkative when you drink. And I was like, oh, I don't want the alcohol, the reason to be why I'm more talkative. And it's just makes you reflect within on, like, what work you need to do. Yeah. And then the alcohol can just be the add fun on, not the reason why you become X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Great point. Full tangent there. I love that. Okay. So unpopular opinion, but manifesting is not real. Okay. You got to take action. Yes, we can be like, okay, I'm going to manifest good weather, or I'm going to manifest this and da-da. It does put you in a great frequency. So I'm not saying don't do it, because I'll throw the word manifest out all the time.
We love that shit.
But you got to back that up with some action. So, for example, like, Alicia is wanting the 6-figure 6-pack next year, and that's like a huge manifestation. You would call that, it's a huge goal, but she's not going to just sit there and be like, I manifest a 6-pack and this, and that, and then it's going to happen. That is not how it works, okay? That can become true when you back it up with action. So my advice is, if you are someone that loves manifesting, you love setting goals, and you truly believe in energetics and spirituality, that if you call it in, that's fucking great. But you must back that up with action and strategy. And those things can coexist. You can live a very woo-woo spiritual lifestyle, and that can coexist with, okay, but what do I need to do to ensure that that actually becomes true? So I just want that to really land for my little cutesy fairies out there, okay? You got to do the do. Got to take action.
Yeah, because I think it's so easy. I'm a pendulum swinger of, like, I can either go one way, and I've been here before where I'm like, I'm just leaning on the manifesting, and it makes me laugh, because there also makes me sad to an extent, is there are so many people that believe in it so much and just sit there and do fucking nothing and just hope and pray and wait.
That's the problem.
And that is the problem with manifesting, and that's where we're saying you can do it, because I absolutely love it. Like, we do our vision boards, set our goals and all those sorts of things, and I do believe in, like, you need to put what you want out there into the universe for it to become reality. Like, that's why we will put like goals that scare us out there. Like I asked Rami on the last week one of what's a Delulu goal for next year that scares the shit out of you. That is out there, and I believe that's a form of manifesting as well. But again, it's taking the action unless it's just not going to happen. Sorry to break it to you. Okay. Oh, this is going to hurt some people. You're not stressed. You're just actually addicted to the chaos. And this is very similar to, well, not really, but sort of similar to you love your problems. But if you have always been in a crazy, chaotic, stressed environment, you're probably actually really comfortable in that when you do get that time in silence, you freak the fuck out. And it's all your thoughts start coming to you and your feelings, and there's no longer any distractions. So you continue to make that stress and you continue to make that chaos because that's equally comfortable, right? But then again, this is where the you love your problems thing come in, because we always complain that we're stressed and life's chaotic and all those things. But you don't have the awareness to realize, well, you actually continue to create that because that is really comfortable for you. And I'll have conversations like this with clients all the time where it's like, oh, life's just so busy at the moment, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, do you have like, let's schedule some time in your calendar purely for you. Oh, I do that, and then it just gets taken up by other things, and it's like...
Work on your time management.
Babe, yeah, you need to actually commit to making time for yourself and starting to feel safe in calm. Because you're gonna... If you're someone... Like, I sucked at doing this. I was definitely someone who was addicted to the stress. If I had 5 minutes of silence, I was just sitting there, like, fidgeting and, like, looking around the room, and I physically couldn't. Now I could literally sit... I mean, we did sit for an hour at retreat, and that was the calmest hour I've ever had, because I now really, really enjoy that. So I think part of it is if you start to notice, if you're listening to this and going, fuck, that's actually really resonating with me, and that's actually making so much sense, because I do have free time, and then I end up filling it with this, and this, but I really need to take time for myself. Start small, and it's probably going to feel really uncomfortable, and your body's probably going to go into that like fight or flight mode of like, what the fuck is this? We are not used to this. Like, I'm more used to having 10 million things on my plate and thinking I'm regulating through that rather than being really calm in that silence. Yeah. Anything to add?
I think that with stress as well, like that word gets thrown around so much. I think what's a really great idea is when you do notice that you are feeling stressed, try to figure out what's the underlying emotion, because you might be angry, you might be frustrated, you might be feeling a little bit of shame, like, and that's what's creating the stress, because you're not actually allowing yourself to feel. It's a little bit like burnout. Same with the chaos. It's like you're addicted to doing the next thing because you don't want to just sit with how you're actually feeling. And literally, like Elisa just said, when we sat for an hour and did nothing, it was so interesting and eye-opening, because you truly just sit there and you feel. And you are creating that stress, right? So if you can create it, you can also let it go. You just have to do the complete opposite, which is not putting yourself in overdrive. You need to slow down. And the more you can do that bit by bit, day by day, the stress is literally just going to go away, or you're not going to be as stressed as much as you used to, because you've got the brain capacity to think and feel and do what you need to do. That's all I wanted to add there.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. I do love this one. Diseases can be healed by emotional healing. Now, if you told me this about 2 years ago, I would literally tell you to get the fuck out of my face, because I was that person that was very much like, nah, I need to go to the doctors, need to get this pill, gotta go to the physio for that, and go do this. Literally, like, every other fucking week, you'd catch me at the doctors over the smallest fucking thing, because I used to live, like, looking back, I'm like, fuck, that's actually just such paranoia to live in that life. Yeah. And it wasn't until I stepped into this space, and I think that's with everyone's case, until you actually go into personal development and learn about how powerful the fucking mind is and emotions, is when you realize, okay, emotions create physical pain in the body, which means if you clear the emotions, you clear the physical pain. Obviously, there's extents to it, and we're not doctors here, or we're not telling you, okay, don't ever go to the doctors or whatever. Obviously, you listen to your body, you do what feels good for you, but there are a lot of times and chances that, for example, when you've got that back pain, or when you've got cramps in your womb space, or whatever it is, knee pain, whatever, like, it might not just be exercise, it might not just be some random food that you ate. It could actually be because you've been holding a lot of tension in your body. A really good book that I own, and almost everyone in this space does, is called The Secret Language of Your Body. So if you're interested in learning about the emotional healing and also how emotions do add to physical pain, it's a really, really, really great fucking book. Because, for example, if you've got lower back pain, you just go to the book and it'll tell you lower back has a lot to do with finances and things like that. Or if you've got some sort of diagnosis, like I used to have endometriosis, went and did NLP, and I shit you not, like, I don't really talk about this that much, but I remember the first day I was like, I'm going to tell them, like, you know, someone said that I could come here and cure it. Let's see if fucking Hogwarts is real here. Like, literally that was my brain. I was like, whatever, because I was still so naive before then and so skeptical. I was like, no, I've been told for years that this thing doesn't go away and da-da-da, it's not real. And then I get there and the first thing they said to me was get off the pill. And I was like, like that is my safety. And then I realized, like, fuck, how many people use pills and medication as their safety blankets for their diseases because that's all they've been told. And it started just getting my mind thinking a completely different way. That's why I'm so passionate about you can clear it, you can heal it depending on what it is if you just start changing your mind. And same with the endo thing, like I learned that so much of that was to do with shame. So much of that was to do with guilt and anger. And once I started working on those really big emotions, I didn't realize how much shame I was actually carrying for so many different types of things. And once I cleared that, once I got off the pill and pretty much like reset my entire fucking nervous system and body and mind, I have never, ever had the same symptoms like I used to. And I was told you'd have to have surgery every 2 years. You're still going to have irregular periods and you're going to have this and that. That's not fucking happened. And I went and did NLP, it'll be nearly 2 years ago now. So I know that it works. And there's so many books and authors and things about other people who have, you know, had serious surgeries and they've been told they can never walk again. But then they fucking do. You know, I think Joe Dispenza, I think he's one of them. He was, when I was really listening to him, I think he got into like, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it was him. But let's just say someone got into a really bad car accident. They were literally told they could never fucking walk again. But he imagined that he could. He imagined every single day while he was in his hospital bed, because your mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. So he convinced his mind that he could walk to the point where he physically fucking could. Like if that doesn't tell you how powerful your mind is, I don't know what else will. So that is why I believe in that. And I know it's possible to believe in that.
Love.
Thanks.
Alrighty. You didn't hire a bad coach. You just actually didn't do what was required.
I love this one.
I do too, because I've been the person not doing what was required.
Yeah.
And then gone, I wasn't really happy with that investment and everything. And I mean, hindsight is always 20/20. And sometimes we can't always see it when we're in the moment. But something that I always say to clients when they start with me is I can give you the perfect program, the perfect macros, the perfect protocols, but it's up to you to actually do it. And something that I think a lot of people think when they hire a coach is that fixes everything. So as soon as you make that purchase, you've done all your onboarding, everything perfect, I'm healed, like I'm good to go. And because you've just hired the coach, that is literally just step one. Hiring the coach is the first step. The next step is, okay, day one, do what's required. Day two, do what's required again. Day 3, 4, like all the way to fucking 100, 200 days, you've actually got to put in the work to see the results. This is where self-awareness is really, really, really important, and self-honesty to go, okay, cool. And I use this question with clients a lot of the time when they aren't feeling great with their results and everything. I'm like, if you were being 100% honest with yourself right now, do you think you've done everything that was required to achieve the results you want to achieve? And maybe they go, oh no, I wasn't really happy with this, or this. And it's like, okay, cool. So next time we're going to improve this, and this. But I think it's really important to have that awareness, because so many people, whether you do this, and I know people have done this before, where it's like you might go to a friend and they'll go, oh, how was your experience with X coach? And you're like, oh yeah, not that great and everything. When it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't actually the coach, it was you. And then you're also creating a bad image for that person. And I'm saying this on behalf of all coaches. Like, that fucking sucks for us if you're the one who hasn't done the work and then you're going around and saying that the coach hasn't done the best job. And there is duality to this, because not every coach is perfect. And I've heard horror stories, and there are some shit fucking coaches out there. But you're going to be able to tell the difference whether it's a you problem or it's a them problem.
And I think that's where communication is so important. Like you said, that honesty piece. If you're having a bad experience with a coach, that's where you have to ask yourself, okay, like, have I been honest with what I want? Have I been honest with what I don't want? Have I actually communicated this in a way that my coach understands? Because you're still two very different people. You're still building a relationship. You're learning your communication styles, and you have to really ask yourself, Have I specifically said what I want? And that's what I said to one of my clients the other day who wanted a PT, and she was really nervous to book in the call. And I was like, just write down the things that you want. This is a relationship. Like you need to be honest from the get-go, because the more honest you can be, your coach is going to be able to give you everything and more, because you're allowing them to just see you for who you are and what you need. And that's just really fucking important.
I think even on that, like, you've got to let the ego go. And something I say to clients is, you're not here to be perfect, because I know you've come to me because you're struggling with something. So then if you don't let me actually see what you're struggling with, I'm also not going to be able to help you, because so many people can come in and have their walls up and want to look like they've got their shit together. But it's like, well, if you're coming into coaching, you need to actually let your ego down. Tell me your deepest, darkest secrets or everything that you're actually struggling with, because I say to clients, I can't help you unless I know what's going on. So if this is all happening behind the scenes and then you're going, oh, Alicia's not helping me with this, this, and this, but you've never actually told me it's happening, I'm like, babe, you got to give me a heads up. We're not mind readers, unfortunately. Yeah. So that is where communication and honesty of just like, hey, I'm feeling X sort of way. And like, I've had clients that I'll be like, let me know if you hate your meal plan, I'll write another one. If you don't like the vibe of the training program, we'll do that. But please actually be honest with me, because I think something that's just popped into my head, the worst thing is you don't want to build resentment with your coach that's actually because you haven't been honest with them. So honesty is always just the best policy. It is just like, as a coach, I appreciate it so much, and I will take that so much better rather than you not letting us know and then maybe not loving the process.
Yeah, love that. Our final unpopular opinion: you are the problem. If you haven't caught on by now after all of these, it all comes down to you. And you can look at that and think, okay, that's really scary, so I'm not going to do anything about it if I'm the problem, and you can't face that. That's one way you can look at it. Or you can actually look at that as something really powerful and be like, okay, yes, it hurts the ego to know I'm the problem, but how great that I'm the one that gets to change. I'm the one that gets to do X, Y, and Z. No one else. We're not giving our power to anyone else. We're not giving our power to our partner, our coach, our parents, our siblings. It's us. And that's something really fucking inspirational, is that once you start to realize, like, okay, cool, I need to change this here and I need to change that. Like, that's when your reality becomes better and better, because you're not projecting it out onto everyone else. You're not giving you're not giving your power away to everyone. So you can look at you're the problem as a way to just start making really good changes in your life. It doesn't need to be a bad thing. And like I said, you just kill the ego, because look, we're human. We all make mistakes. We all do things we don't like. We all do things that we don't like. And it's just, that's the way we learn, right? So we learn, we grow, we do things, and it's okay to realize that it might be your fault with some things. Like, I think for me, when I went through my breakup, it took me months to be like, oh fuck, like a lot of that was actually my fault too. And that's because I was so clouded by so many emotions, so many thoughts. The ego was like, no, it's all him and da-da-da, that I couldn't see and think clearly until when I could come to that decision of, oh fuck, it was me. It actually gave me a little bit more peace, because it was like, well, now there's actually things that I can start to control. And that's a really good piece of accepting you are the problem, is that it actually gives you that control back. Okay, so it's like, if I'm the problem with let's say my fitness journey, right? So we're not blaming our coach anymore. We're not blaming our partner who makes really big, delicious meals. We're blaming ourselves. It's like, cool, okay, if I'm the problem, what can I do? Like, what solutions can I create? How can I make this better? Because if we're externally blaming, we're not going to make any moves. So accept that you're the problem, make a game plan, and go achieve your goals.
Yeah, I think just last little bit on there, I think it comes down to taking accountability for your actions and looking at, say it's something and there's an external party, like Rami was just sort of saying, and you don't believe that you've had any part in it, which is so fine. I would actually really encourage you to write down, what part could I have played in contributing to this? Because sometimes the positive actions you think you've taken could actually have contributed to the problem at hand. And a really good example of this is being a people pleaser, is when you're constantly saying yes to things, and a problem is that you're so stressed out and there's so much happening and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're the one who said yes to all of those things. It's not the person who's constantly asking you for help, because you have the choice to say yes or no. So I think just starting to open your mind to, oh, wow, I didn't realize that decision was actually contributing to X thing. And I think when we say this, we are the problem as well in
Yeah.
terms of like, this is us saying take responsibility for your actions. We're not just going, we're amazing and you guys are all fucked up. Like, we're saying that as an individual, it takes two to tango. Whenever there is anything going on, there are two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. So we always have a role to play in everything. And I think it's just increasing your awareness of the roles that you did play, and like even auditing situations of, how could I have maybe handled that better, and all those sorts of things. And yeah, just taking the accountability.
And I think that a great way to do that is to zoom yourself out. It's called like the zoom out method, because sometimes it can be really hard to see where we're going wrong if we're so emotionally charged, because you're so anchored into the situation. So you want to take yourself out and imagine yourself looking at it from a bird's eye view. So you're looking at you, and then you're looking at whoever else or whatever else is involved, and just allow yourself to see the situation for what it is. No emotions, nothing like that. Kill the ego and just pretend you're a third party person, and just be really fucking honest with yourself, because the more honest you can be, the more change you can create in your world. And of course, the more change you can create, the better reality you're going to have. So
love.
Yay.
What a great app. Well, we'd love to know if you agree with any of our unpopular opinions, if you're on the unpopular side along with us. If you don't, we'd also love to know, because I think like there is absolutely nothing wrong with disagreeing, because we can have such open, beautiful conversations and just respect that each other has different opinions. Rami and I have disagreed on so many things, and we still love each other.
And here we are, still delivering for you guys. But
So I think if you can give us a like, a follow, we're climbing with our followers.
Trying to get to 100,
we haven't got many to go till the end of the year. So please give us a follow on Spotify, rate us 5 stars, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. There are some incredible things coming for the potty in 2026.
Yes.
So come be a part of the journey, and
Yay.
we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.